Hey everybody, what's up? It's Dunbar Snack Bar here with some more MLB 2K11 and a game requested by you, the viewers. Now, I was really surprised about how many requests I got for this one, especially after I did the Windy City Showdown with the Chicago Cubs and the Chicago White Sox dueling it out. So, here we go with the Subway Series with the New York Mets and the New York Yankees. Now, I got more requests to play as the Yankees than I did the Mets. So that's who I'll be playing as in this one here, which is sure to be a good game, but I do think it is balanced a little bit more in my favor than it is for the Mets, because I'll be starting with CC Sabathia on the mound, who is definitely one of the best left-handed pitchers you're going to find in baseball right now. Some may even say the best in baseball right now, but because I do have CC Sabathia, I am playing at Yankee Stadium, and because there is a big difference in attributes between the Yankees and the Mets, I do think this game is going to go my way, but it's baseball. You never know. Now, one of the things that's really interesting about this series is there used to be another factor into the New York City baseball teams, and that was the Brooklyn Dodgers. There actually used to be 3 teams in New York: Brooklyn Dodgers, New York Mets, and the New York Yankees. And with the Subway Series being as big as it was, back in its day, whenever the New York Mets and the Brooklyn Dodgers used to play against each other, that was really big too. Both teams were in the National League, so they did go up against each other pretty often. So this is kind of, for some people, a little bit of a renewal of that, where they got to see that in-town rivalry, which I think is absolutely awesome. Always brings a big crowd out there, and I think New York City represents a big part of baseball culture. So it's always great to see these two teams go at it just for historical purposes. Great changeup there by CC Sabathia to be able to get the out. He really does have a strong changeup in the game, so that's something that I'm going to rely on heavily to be able to get some batters out and to make sure that my defense is staying strong. Now, good hit down the right field line here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try and go to 2 with Robinson Cano. Maybe thinking about going to 3. I kind of changed my mind. It's too early in the game to get too aggressive. So I thought I'd go ahead and go back to second. But what's really awesome, though, is this double kind of sets up a number of other doubles. On this fastball here, going down the left field line, that is going to score Robinson Cano, but that also is going to get me on second base as well. I was kind of thinking about maybe trying to see if I started going to third and came back, if there'd be a bad throw and get an error. That's something I like to do a lot in the game, actually, is try and see if I can force the computer to throw an error. You don't see it too much, because I realize usually when I play these, this is going to be something I'm posting up on YouTube, so I try not to get too crazy. But good hit into right field. Now, I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and see if I can go home with it. Turns out I get out on that one, so I wasn't too happy. But at the same time, I do have the 1-0 lead, so I can't afford to do some things here that probably aren't that smart. With this hit into right center, I'm going to go ahead. Am I going to try and go 3? No, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to hold up at second. But I get another run, so good job by Martin to be able to get that RBI double. And like I was saying, this series of doubles starts happening after this. A lot of extra base hits, and that's really what I like to see out of my players. I do like getting singles. Usually ends up not being too big of a problem if I get a single, because I'll definitely try and look and see if I can steal and get my player in scoring position on second, which, as you know, is basically the equivalent of getting a double anyway. So here we go with Curtis Granderson. It is 2-0 here in the bottom of the third. Offense is definitely going strong for me. Continues to go strong here with a great shot into left center. Now this one I'm thinking about maybe going third, and I decide with Granderson, why not? So I make it standing up. That's awesome. I love stand-up triples. 90 feet away from home with absolutely no outs in this inning. You guys know that's setting up for something pretty awesome. So I'll probably be able to expand my lead here pretty quick. Now, one of the things that I got asked is, Dunbar, why don't you bunt the ball too much? Usually because I don't need to. Like right here with a great shot in the left field, I will go ahead and score him. I do it occasionally. I will steal bait, or I will do some sacrifice bunts now and again. I've kind of gotten away from it recently, and I don't know why. I think it's because with my franchise being the Cubs, it's a team that does have a lot of power. So I'm usually, if I'm in a situation here where I've got a runner on third, rather than going for a sacrifice bunt, I usually try and go more for a sacrifice fly. Pretty nasty double play right here. I was kind of embarrassed by that, but fortunately for me here, I didn't get the player to move off the base. That was the computer, but that's all right. But going back to what I was saying, yeah, I kind of rely more on a sacrifice fly than I do on a sacrifice bunt. But it all depends really who's up at the plate. Like, let's say I've got Aramis Ramirez up at the plate. He's a pretty decent batter, so I'm not necessarily going to try and bunt with him. Usually if I'm, in the bottom part of my batting lineup, that's when I'll go ahead and try and do a sacrifice bunt. Like if the pitcher's up with only one out, I'll usually do what the computer does and try and throw down the bunt, see what I can get out of it. So that's kind of my strategy for that here. Now, kind of going back to the game, as you can see, 5th inning, 3-0. CC Sabathia is doing an absolutely phenomenal job on the mound. I was kind of expecting that out of him in this one here. Gets another strikeout. That was an awesome slider, though. And that's what I really like about Sabathia. Like I was talking about his changeup earlier, he does also have a great slider. In fact, all of his pitches are actually pretty good. So that means if you can get ahead in the count, you can really set up just about any pitch to go ahead and be the one that you would use to go ahead and get the strikeout. And that's usually what I like to do with Sabathia, is just try and see what I can set up and try and go with that. Like I'll throw a couple fastballs inside, then go a changeup outside. A lot of good stuff like that you can do with Sabathia, and I think it's pretty easy. So if you're kind of new to the game and you're trying to see what might work for you, definitely go with Sabathia and see if you can kind of get some things down on what you can do to kind of throw the computer off. Now this is an awesome catch, probably the best catch I've had in MLB 2K11, and that's with A-Rod right there. Usually it's a foul ball. I'll just go in there and, if it's not something I can go after. I usually don't try and die for it because I don't want to injure any of my players, but that was pretty sweet to be able to be on the run, catch that. That was awesome. So I think I'm going to keep that one as probably my best catch in MLB 2K11, and awesome that I was able to show it to you guys here as well. So here we go with Sabathia once again. And it's not just been Sabathia here that I would attribute this to. Plays like what you just saw from A-Rod. Some of the other infielders have been doing just a great job of getting some balls that might have gone through the infield with just about any other team. With the Yankees, you usually do have a very solid team all around. I mean, that's kind of what they're notorious for, is having a good team year in, year out, going and finding that talent, buying it, and then implementing it pretty well. So I wasn't too worried about this game here because I know I've got a lot of good players, in every part or every aspect really of the entire team, whether it be hitting, pitching, fielding. It's all there. So a lot of success, and I'm happy because I'm living up to the expectations here. Sometimes when I'll play as some other teams, I'll kind of go above and beyond what I thought I was going to do, or I won't live up to what I thought I was going to do with this team. Like, if it was opposite of this, now it's 4-0 here with that good hit that scored A-Rod, and it was 4-0 Mets, I'd be pretty disappointed right now because I know the team can do better and better than that. And I think that's what frustrates me in sports games more than anything else, is just not being happy with the way that the team is performing, knowing that they can do better than that. And you'll probably see that a little bit when I start the NCAA videos and get that all in full swing. Because if a team's really not living up to how I think that they should, you guys will probably hear it in my voice, just kind of how disappointed I am with them at that point. But like I said, Yankees are doing a great job here so far. Now, I think I'm going to try and keep Sabathia here in the game because he's doing really well so far. Now, you see I did that dive with Teixeira because I told you I got really excited about that A-Rod catch. But I'm going to try and keep him in because he's doing really well, and I've been really efficient with the way that I've been pitching with him. So with that being the case, I think I'm going to save him because he's really not that tired, and his energy hasn't gone down to the point where the Mets just can't, or where the Mets are starting to get a hold of some things, because they're still getting some hits like you're seeing right here. They get some periodically now and again, but nothing really that's just an absolute huge hit. And there, CC Sabathia has gotten out of some situations, which has been pretty good. Now they're definitely putting on the hurt right here, getting some offense going. Granderson's going to get this on in time with a great throw to Cano, who then goes ahead and gets it on into the infield. So runners on second and third. Now here is probably the Mets' best time that they, or the best chance that they've had to be able to score this whole game. So a lot of pressure on Sabathia right here to try and see if he can stop them, so that way I can continue to have some momentum in this game, because 4-0, definitely that's a pretty big lead when you're here in the 7th inning, and that means a lot of momentum has gone your way, and I don't want that to kind of even out or even go in the direction of the Mets, because while I was saying you are pretty far in the game in the 7th inning, there's still 2 innings which they can start to come back, and that's what I love about baseball. There's really no point where you can say that the game is out of reach. So got the strikeout here once again with that awesome changeup, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try and steal a base. kind of not happy that was the first one of the game here in the 7th inning. But I really hadn't had too many opportunities to be able to do it, since most of my hits early on in the game were doubles. And offense was going great in the beginning. Now it's not doing too hot. And here I am in the 9th inning. And I'm going to go ahead and try and see if I can get the complete game shutout with CC Sabathia. So what I thought I'd do is go ahead, see if I can give him a little bit of a break, try to increase his stamina, so that way it's not really a factor going into the later parts of this game. So we'll look at and see if CC Sabathia can do it. If so, that's awesome. I haven't got a complete game shutout quite yet. So hopefully some good stuff here will be able to happen. We'll take a look here as we're here in the top of the 9th. Obviously, if I can go ahead and get some outs, there won't be a bottom of the 9th. Nick Swisher gets under that pretty quickly to be able to get the out there. I am able to hold the runner here at first, so we are 1 out in the 9th inning here. Things are definitely looking like might not be a problem, but like I said earlier, you never know with baseball. We got 2 outs to be able to get taken care of before this game is over with. So Jeter is going to slide, not going to be able to get that one, so it does go into the outfield. Runners on first and second. Gardner's going to have to throw that on into Rodriguez into the infield. So we got another hit, runners on first and second. So do have a runner in scoring position, which means that if there is a pretty decent hit in any part of the field, that there is a chance that they will be able to score that run, and I'm going to lose that complete game shutout, which would be awesome. Not just because I haven't gotten that before, but that means I'm really doing a lot better on pitching than I have before. Hitting is definitely a strong suit of mine, and I wanted to improve on my pitching. That was something really big for me this year to be able to do, is to just try and become a more efficient pitcher. And I think I've been doing a pretty good job of that. The downside of what you've been seeing so far is usually the best pitchers in the game are the ones, of course, that I have the best results with. That just kind of goes without saying. But I just think it'd be absolutely awesome if I can go ahead and have a complete game shutout, or just any kind of shutout really here with any of my teams so far, which I've very rarely done. But so far, still so good with Sabathia. Got that strikeout, which means 1 more out. And I got this guy with the crazy eyebrows coming up to the plate. He is a rookie, so it shouldn't be too difficult with this one, but you never know here. So he's going to go ahead and hit that for a foul ball, so we do have a no ball, 1 strike count. I'm going to go ahead, and I think I might try and throw another fastball right here, but I decided to go with the slider instead. So we got no balls, 2 strikes. 1 strike away from ending this game with a complete game shutout. Now we'll take a look here. I think I go with the slider right here since it's worked so well for me before, and he hits the foul ball here, so it continues. I'm kind of nervous at this point here when I'm playing it. Definitely feeling some of the nerves. Get the strikeout here on that awesome pitch. That is a complete game shutout for CC Sabathia. Absolutely awesome as the Yankees win this one 4-0. I hope you enjoyed the Subway Series. I think it's a lot of fun, like I said, to play this game. A lot of awesome history behind it. Continue to send in your requests. I appreciate that. I mean, I am still doing NCAA football. I do have a lot of requests for baseball, but continue to send those in because I might see something that I think could be awesome to do. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. @DunbarSnackBar is my Twitter name. And feel free to like this and subscribe to me if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys watching this video. I really do. Thanks a lot. And as always, you guys have a good one.